Okay, so we're in the last step of our little animation walkthrough here. So now that you have everything the way that you want it, you have your camera set up, you have your lights, you have, right? You've got, yeah, you've got everything going. So now if you want to send this video or give what's called a pre-visualization to your client or to me to submit to me, how do you go about doing that, right? So we don't want you to do full rendered versions of some of these things. I mean, for the final project you will, but to render, an animation, it takes a lot of time and it's just not needed for some of these smaller exercises. So what you would do for these is you're going to create what's called a play blast, okay? Let me excuse me, let me stop this here. So a play blast is just a low quality version of your animation. When I say low quality, I just mean it's not a rendered version, but it'll essentially look exactly like what we have here. Okay. So to do this, okay, you're going to come up to Windows and you're going to come down to Play Blast right here. So go ahead and click on this little box to open up the settings, and I'll go over some of what this means here. Okay. So in the Play Blast options, you can select, if you want to select what's available in the time slider, all of this time, you can do that, or you can do a start end and you can pick your own frames that you want. For our purposes, leave that on time slider. Okay, this is fine. Leave these the way they are, and then show ornaments. Your ornaments are these little things here, like camera 2, the XYZ grid. If you want that in the Play Blast animation, you can click that on, right? So then you would see that, but I would say just turn that off just to make a little bit cleaner of a animation. This render off screen, I would say always check this on, because what this Play Blast does is it essentially does a screen capture of the viewport. So anything that might accidentally be on top of the viewport, let's just say I have this window right here, the Play Blast will pick up this part of the menu here. So by keeping this render off screen, then it's just going to record what's on this viewport or what's in the viewport and nothing that's on top of it, right? So just keep that checked on. Okay, if you're using Maya 2024, then these are the options you're going to have. For our purposes, again, leave this the same. Just leave this on AV Foundation, leave encoding on photo. If you're using a previous version of Maya, you might see different formats here. And if you are using a previous version of Maya, just make sure it's on AVI. And then encoding, make sure it's on XVID, right? That's going to create a smaller file size. But I'm assuming all of you are using Maya 2024, so this won't be an issue. So just leave these at the defaults right here. Quality 70 is fine. You're welcome to increase that if you want, but 70 is more than enough to show what these animations look like. Display size, this is just where you can set a custom size of the animation that you're making. Just keep this on from window. That's the viewport size window that you have. Scale, keep the same. Frame padding. Frame padding is just how the files are numbered, right? So this would be ball animation, frame number 001, 002, 003. The 4 just means that you're doing 0001, 0. So you have 4 places, right? Because we only have 300 frames, it doesn't make sense to keep a 4 frame padding file size extensions, but it doesn't matter. Just keep this, leave that the same. What's important for you guys though is you want to do save to file. So you're going to want to save a version of this, to a folder or to your desktop so that you can access it to post to me, to Padlet. So make sure this is checked on, save to file, and then browse in your system and find a place where you can put these. So you can see I have all my own little folders and files, but if you have a folder for this class on your desktop, I would select that folder and save these play blasts into that, because you can upload these play blasts to Padlet, right? So here's all the settings, and I'm just going to hit play blast. And then you have to wait. So it's thinking, Maya's going through and putting these all together. And then when it's done, it'll automatically open a window. So again, so notice I still see the little wireframe of the camera. That's fine, but there's no ornaments. And if I play this, right, it just shows me a little preview of the animation. And what's nice is that it's a MOV file, so anybody can open this. You don't have to have Maya or anything like that, right? And because I've been kind of playing around here, right, it's on my desktop already, here, pool. So when you go to Padlet, right, you would just go to upload a file, and then you can upload these, and Padlet will accept these files as well. Okay. So I'll type out the instructions for this week's weekly exercise, but go ahead and work on that. And then because we had a little bit of a late start, I'll give I'll obviously write an acceptable deadline for this. But if you have any questions, please let me know. And then next week I'll introduce the next project for you all. Okay? All right.